What's up, everyone? It's Vision with Visionary Beats. Today I don't really know what it is I'm gonna be doing. But we're just gonna go and figure out something along the way. Y'all are gonna see my process in beat making. Y'all are gonna see what I do to make beats, mixing, mastering, leveling, all that fun old stuff. So let's get into the cook up. First, I'm gonna grab some MIDI scales over here. I use the FL Studio, feature already, but sometimes they're a little hard for me to see. So I went and downloaded this pack. I think I'm gonna go with D minor melodic. Get that in there. I'm probably gonna speed this process up because whoever did this kind of weird. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you when I'm done doing this. Alright, so we got our MIDI scale. Got it in D minor melodic. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to base a melody off of these notes. So we're going to go here. And what I always do with my melodies personally is I grab me a piano. And I always use Nexus piano, ballad grand piano. And it just sounds the best out of all the pianos in here. It sounds real, so check it out. So yeah, and what I do with that is I'll lay down some chords and then lay some top melodies on that, and then I'll just go through my VSTs and pick out a good sound that I feel like matches what I'm trying to go for. So that's what we're going to do now. I might speed this process up because sometimes my melodies take me a little bit longer than my drums or whatever, because drums are very easy. But we'll see. We'll go from there. But anyway, let's go. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control B on my keyboard. And what that does is that brings the notes over. If you have something that's like this, like that, and it ends right there, it's not going to bring it over to the next bar section. It's going to bring it right here. So you always want to make sure that you have at least one of these notes touching the next bar segment, so that you can copy it right over to the next one that you want it at. So anyway, so now we have that. But what I want to do is I want to bring these up like I had them. So put that one there, and put that one there. So now we have, now our melody. So yeah, it's pretty hard, but all these notes kind of, they're all at the same, velocity. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit Alt-R on your keyboard. And it's going to bring up the piano roll randomizer. If you have it set like this, if you have the pattern on, then your pattern is going to be like this. You're not going to be able to do anything with the velocity. You can, but it's not going to do it the way you want it to. So turn off pattern mode, and then go down here to velocity and pitch it as much as you want, as little as you want. See? So I'm going to do it about like that, and then that should be good. So now that we have our basic melody, I'm going to go ahead and delete our MIDI keys, our MIDI scale, and go ahead and drop this in the mixer track so that we have it set for when we're ready to mix, level, and master and all that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and pick out a sound that I like that kind of goes with this melody, and then I'll get back to you. So 1 second while I find out the perfect sound. Alright, so what I did was I found this sound that I really liked. It's from this Fantasy Sounds Bass Gutta Electra X sound pack, and it's called Bell Weow, and I liked it for the kind of vibe that I was going for. But what I did was I turned this volume knob all the way down. I turned this one the slightest bit, and I turned this one all the way down. Now I added gross beat halftime to it, and turned the gross beat preset knob at the top left. I turned it to 50% volume. I rendered it to a WAV file because my GPU is kind of running weird, because I can't record on my studio monitors right now. I don't know how, but my GPU was running and there was a lot of popping and clicking going on. So I ran it, I recorded it in the Edison, dropped it into a WAV file, so now this is what we have. So yeah, nice little melody. You know, the more I listen to it, the more I get like a future vibe. So that might be what I go for. But we'll see. You know, the end product, you never know. So we'll see. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go for like a little counter melody, probably add in like some plucks to bring out the melody. But so I kept the actual melody that I had, the MIDI file for the actual melody when I first started. I'm gonna go off of that. So let me find the pluck that I like, and then we'll lay down a counter melody, get some drums going, and then at the end, when we figure out a full vibe for it, we'll lay down an accent melody, and it'll be done. So let's find it. Alright, so what I did was I found this sound, again, an Electra X, but this one is from the Top Sounds Thorns Bank. It's called Casket. It's a pad, but I turned it into like a little bit of a pluck, by just not, you know, making the notes that long. So what I did was I followed the notes right here, down, 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 and then down, 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 and then I brought this same pattern over, but I pitched this one up, and then I pitched this one up to up here, added one here, and yeah, so this is what it sounds like now. So yeah, nice little melody that we can work with real quick to get some drums going, and then we'll add in the accent melody for the final thing. So the root notes are all in C. So I'm gonna find a 808 that I know is in C, and then we're gonna go from there, lay down some drums. I always do my 808s first, then the kick, clap. You'll see how I do it. But anyway, so I don't know. I might go with one of E-True's kits. Shout out E-True from Internet Money. Let's see what he's got going on. Kind of like this 808 here for what I'm going for. So let's see how this works out. We're gonna tune that to C2, which is what it's supposed to be at, and then we're gonna lay down some notes here. So we're gonna C5 first, turn the velocity all the way up. I want it to go boom, boom, clap. And then we're gonna go up here, boom, boom, and then right here we're gonna do like this. This. And then we're gonna hit Control B, bring those over. But I want to drop these down to here, move these up here, and then we're going to add in one little note at the end. So we're going to grab our slicer tool, go over here to the very end, one like that, hit Control, hold Control, hit the up arrow on your keyboard, bring it up an octave, and yeah, so this is what we got. You're going to do Control, arrow key, all the way down. You're going to do it 3 times because this is on C5 and the 808 is to C2, so let's hear how it sounds. 1, 2, 3. I forgot to cut itself. No, I didn't. Oh, okay, the 808's just really loud. So what I'm about to do is hit Control A on my keyboard, hold Alt, and use the scroll on your mouse, and you can change the velocity of your notes. But you want to make sure that you have it somewhere on the piano roll. If you have it down here, it's going to just scroll up and down like that. But if you have it in the piano roll, it'll work. So. really like that actually. So we have our 808 done. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that your 808 is highlighted in your channel rack. Hit Control C on your keyboard, and then find a kick that you like. Find a kick that you like, and then we'll go from there. So let me find one that I like first. So once we have our kick that we like, we're gonna hit Control. We're gonna make sure that our kick is highlighted. We're gonna hit Control V, and what that does is that brings the 808 pattern from when we copied it earlier. We're gonna go to piano roll, and then we're gonna hit Alt K on our keyboard. Hit Accept, and what that does is that brings it all up to C5. Alt K again. Alt K, and then Alt K. There's a quicker way to do this, but I haven't found it out yet. So bear with me until I figure that out. And now what we're going to do is these little boom boom notes right here, we're going to take those out, like the little tiny ones that we have. We're just going to take all those out. And that's going to give it a little bit of a groove. So this is what we have now. So yeah, I went ahead and EQ'd some of those high ends out because it was like, pss, pss, and I didn't really like that airy sound to it. So went ahead and EQ'd some of those out, and we have a nice kick with the 808 pattern. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our clap, and then hi-hats, our little percussion elements, and then we're gonna add in the accent melody that I've been talking about. So let's find a nice clap that we like. I have a lot of kicks to choose from, so bear with me. Clap is one of the hardest parts for me. So until I find that, I'll see you when I find it. Alright, so I found a nice clap that I like. Here's what it sounds like. It's more of a snare, but I like it. So it's from this Travis Scott drum kit that I have, snare 16. Don't really remember where I got it, so if you ask, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to go into our piano roll, and then we're going to, our root note is C5. So we're going to put one where the clap's supposed to be, right here in the middle. And then we're going to take this note, and we're going to stretch it out to the next one right before it's supposed to hit again. So now we have it all the way from the start of this one to the beginning of this one. Hold Control, hit B until our last clap, and then hit Shift D. That's going to shorten the notes, and it's going to put them exactly where they're supposed to be. So this is what we have now. So yeah, very nice pattern we have so far. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add on our hi-hats. Go ahead and get that groove going. And you know, I think this sounds like a future beat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like future percussion elements. So let me find a hi-hat I like. I'll get right back to you. So I found this really nice hi-hat from Side Pieces drum kit. It's Stigma Drum Kit Volume 3, wavesupply.net. Go cop that. Love this kit. But it's called Metro, and this is what it sounds like. So yeah, we're going to use that, and we're going to see what we can create. So we're going to go to piano roll. And what I do is I put one note at the very beginning, drag it all the way to the 5 right here, right in the middle. Hold Alt. Hit A on your keyboard and bring this to this notch right here. So now we have a nice simple two-step hi-hat pattern. So what we're going to do with that is I'm going to show y'all how I like to do hi-hats. So what I like to do with hi-hats is if I add in a roll, say a t-t, or you know, just something along those lines, I always do it when the kick hits to add a little bit of bounce to it. But future beats do not have that much hi-hat rolls in them. It's kind of more focused on a simple two-step kind of with a tiny little bit of rolls every now and then, and some other percussion elements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in this at the beginning of each loop. right at the 1 and the 3. So it's, and then we're gonna go from there. So yeah, something along those lines. Very simple, nothing too crazy. So now that we have our first pattern, we're gonna hit Control B. But what I'm gonna do with this is I'm going to add in a little another little roll here, right here at the end, just like that. Take out one of these notes, and I'm gonna pitch it down just a little bit so we know it's the end of a section. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my highlighter tool, my select tool, and I'm going to highlight the rolls. I'm going to hold Alt on my keyboard and scroll again, so that way they're not too, distorted, too shocking in your ears. So this is what we have now. So yeah, very nice drum pattern that we have so far. So now what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to add in a snare for more bounce, maybe a side stick, something like that. I know some open hats, and then we'll go from there. So let me find some of my percussions that I like, and I'll get right back to you. So 1 second here. All right, so I found these two sounds, and what I plan on doing is using the side stick as both a side stick and a snare to give it more bounce. And I found this open hat that I like. So this open hat sounds like this, and this side stick sounds like this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go with those, and I already know I want to put the open hats right here, and put one there, and then take my select tool, highlight from 3 on, and hit B, Control B on my keyboard. So now we have this. So we have that. Now we're going to go with our side stick, and what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to put one here, then here, and here. Grab my select tool again, highlight the 3, hit Control B, and we have this. So yeah, very nice pattern we have. Now I'm going to get to my accent melody, and what the accent melody is going to do is it's going to bring out the other melodies, probably going to throw it in for the hook, so on and so forth, bring it in every now and then. So probably going to go for like a nice, maybe like a higher pitched kind of sound, so that way it kind of differs, it distincts from the actual verses to the actual hook. So let's find that sound, get right back to you. All right. So I found this sound, the New Wave Electro X Bank sound pack. It's called the Shoddy P lead. And this is what it sounds like. And I went off the bass notes again, and I pitched it up. I raised it an octave, but it sounded just god awful. So I kept it right here, and this is what it sounded like. So yeah, very nice, very distinguishable from our actual verse melodies. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and mix, master, level, do all that. So what I do is I go ahead and just mix out everything that I know needs a mix, and then I'll level. So when I do what I mix is I go up here to these colorful little notches up here, and I make sure that these are both put on. They look kind of looks like a sideways ram, and then that's what they'll be on automatically when you open it up anyway. But anyway, so I take this little dot right here, scroll down until it's on 4. Do the same thing over here, scroll down until it's on 4. So that way it's a nice little bend. It's the sharpest bend you can get. But anyway, so this is our hi-hat, so let's go from here. Alright, and I think that that's done. I think we're good here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it all in the playlist, and we're going to level it out or arrange it, and we're going to go from there. So what you do for this is you go to your first pattern, your pattern 1, whatever pattern you use to make your drums and whatnot. Right click, split by channel, then it'll split it by channel. You just bring them out like this and put them where you want them. So we're going to go with counter melody, then accent melody, and then we're going to follow this over here. So we got our 808 first, then clap, then kick, then clap, then hi-hats, then open hats, then side stick. So let's get it. So go ahead and arrange this out for y'all. What I always do is I always bring it on the 113 mark right here, and that puts it right at about 3 minutes and 13 seconds. So we're going to go from here, and we're going to make this our startup. So yeah, this is our arranged beat here. Very simple, very repetitive, but that's because, you know, it's for a rapper, not just a beat to listen to. I'm out here to sell beats. So anyway, so this is our finished beat. I will play it now so that y'all can hear it. Thank you for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really hope y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Let's get it.